Ginger Wesson.
Here.
Randy Gilbert.
Here.
Edward Hillary.
Here.
Rob Seaman.
Here.
Superintendent Walters.
Here. Okay, so we do have a quorum. And Ashley, was the meeting agenda posted in accordance with the Open Meetings Act?
Yes.
Very good, excellent. Okay. Next on the agenda here, we've got the Pledge of Allegiance and flag salute. If you would, please stand with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Oklahoma flag salute. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people. Now, if you would join me in a moment of silence here. Thank you. Next on the agenda, my opening comments here, and I don't have a whole lot to share. I do want to say that, we've been working through legislative session, both, SDE's team, CareerTech team, higher ed team, the state chamber, other partners to really work on alignment towards workforce. Very excited about that work. The director's been able to point out a lot of things we can do in our agency to really align much better with CareerTech. So I'm very hopeful with the legislation coming out. And then there's a lot of things we can do internally without legislation, but I'm very excited about that. But he's been in a lot of those meetings. It's still fluid with the legislature, but everything is seeming to go along very well. So I did want to bring you guys that update, but all these groups are working together very well, and that's really all I wanted to bring, and you guys know through the legislative session, if you guys ever have a question for me about it, I know that you guys obviously reach out to the director, but happy to update you, but we try to be very open to being able to speak with any representative or senator that may have a question around it, and the team's been great, the director's been great, and again, things have been going very, very well in those conversations. So Director, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you guys all for coming. Appreciate your attendance, even though we're going to be a pretty short meeting. And that's by design, just to let you know, give you some updates. Most of you know that my wife's had some neurological issues since her tumor was removed last year. Today she has a procedure at 11:30, so I'm going to leave as soon as we're done. So we're kind of short today, but very important agenda because we have a great presentation and we have an annexation discussion for you guys that are very important and timely. So I wanted to make sure that we got together to do that. So I appreciate your time and attendance. A couple things I'll update you on. Policy has gone very well for Oklahoma CareerTech, especially the last couple weeks. So yesterday we had a really good day in the legislature. We have a bill to allow these certifications we've been talking about, and that passed the Senate yesterday. So we're moving forward to the governor's desk, and that was very, very good. We also have a bill for adult education family literacy so that we can build a portfolio for students to fast track them if they don't need a complete GED or HiSAT, that we could look at that differently in the state of Oklahoma, and that passed as well, and we'll be headed forward. So a lot of things going well. As the superintendent mentioned, we're working on graduation requirements. That was a great meeting yesterday with all the teams together talking about how do we compromise and what's needed for the state and for the students. So we drafted some amendments. Likely that will get heard on Senate floor today. That's what our hope is. And then those amendments would be up for consideration by Chair Baker, and then it would be able to move forward. So that's what we're hopeful of. And then appropriations discussions, as you guys know, are all going forward. They are working on how do we align and where do we agree. So there's a lot of conversation there. I don't want you as the board to be shocked that CareerTech is right now a 0-line item, so that means a flat budget. Because that is part of the negotiations. Us, SDE, higher ed, we are all kind of in that same pattern right now with a flat budget, looking at where does that compare to the Workforce Commission and the dollars, how do they align and where they go. So the House wants some more answers from the Senate. Met with Chairman Wallace on Monday. That was a great meeting, understanding where he's at and why do you have us there. So not that that is the end result. That is where we are in negotiations. We're leaving it flat until we see what they're trying to do with Workforce Commission so we can get on the same page. So I don't want anyone to be shocked there. That's just part of the process of where we are. But all things going well at the state capitol, no issues there. This is our busy season for Corey's groups and what we're doing with CTSOs, and had TSA last night and today. you're going to get to hear from HOSA, and all of them are happening this spring. So very exciting time for our students and seeing the energy and the excitement there. So that's what we do this for. It's just a great time this spring. We are continuing to approve new programs. And if you ever have questions about that or programs, Corey is your go-to person, as that's in her wheelhouse. But we are at 50-ish programs right now approved for K-12s, and that's a big number again. I mean, last year was 173, but 50 is good. So we will likely run out of funds that were given last year to add new programs this year. So we had known that would be likely, and it is going to be come to fruition that we will run out of funds most likely again this year for what we can add programs. But exciting growth, all those things are going well. So great updates right now, and I will get on with the agenda. Thank you, unless there's questions. Okay, thank you.
And the next thing we have on the agenda is a discussion of possible action on the minutes of the March 28th regular board meeting. Any discussion or any motions?
Move. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ashley, do you mind calling roll for us?
Yes. Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Hillary?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Ms. Wesson? Yes. Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Superintendent Walters?
Yes. Motion passes. Thank you. Next, we have a presentation from HOSA. So I'll let you make any introductions that you want.
Awesome, good. I think we're going to have a team come forward. Amy, are you going to be presenting for us? Come on forward. And I'll let you introduce the students that you've brought with and anyone else that you've brought to talk about what's going on in HOSA. I will say, while they're coming to the podium, as much energy as I've ever seen in a group at the HOSA conference. It was a lot of fun, really got students engaged. So thank you, Amy, for what you do, and I'll let you take off.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, thank you so much for inviting us to be with you this morning. We appreciate the opportunity. Let me just say, based on the conference that we just came out of yesterday, the future of Oklahoma healthcare is bright, and they're excited and they're ready to go. So HOSA Future Health Professionals has had just some great strides this year, as you'll see up on the screen. Just from 2023 to 2024, we've gone up in membership significantly. We're up to over 7,000 members, which is a personal best for our state. Our Fall Leadership Conference has increased by over 200 students, and then our Spring Leadership Conference, which we just finished, was over 400 students additional just from last year. So those numbers are very encouraging. My state officer team set high goals for themselves this year, and they have shattered every single one of them. Raising almost $20,000 for their national service project and increasing these numbers. They've really put the rubber to the road, put in the hard work, and they're building that excitement and setting a precedent for moving forward with Oklahoma HOSA, and we're just so excited about what is to come. So personal stories and connections make a whole lot more impact than anything that I could say up here, and so I could give you the numbers and the research because I've done it on the healthcare shortage and how HOSA is helping to fill that, because we know how important our CTSOs are for building our industry leaders, and that's what HOSA is going to do for healthcare. But I want to introduce you to first Victoria Nwankwo, and then Jackson Phelps. Victoria is from Francis Tuttle Technology Center in Oklahoma City, and Jackson is from Gordon Cooper in Tecumseh. So, Victoria?
Thank you. For me, I've always been a bit of a quieter, shy, timid person. And when I imagined a leader, I kind of always imagined someone that was outspoken or someone that could command a room with just their voice. And that was nothing like me. Then I went to my first HOSA State Leadership Conference in April of 2022, and I found people like myself. I found people that were quieter, but they knew that they wanted to be leaders in their community. And I loved the State Leadership Conference so much that I decided to go to HOSA's Camp Ignite, which was the very first Camp Ignite they ever held in May of 2022, and I completely fell in love with HOSA. Camp Ignite showed me that leadership is not one size fits all, and that anyone can rise into leadership. After Camp Ignite, I decided to run for state office in the fall of 2023, and I was elected. And throughout HOSA, I've learned three things. HOSA is a family. HOSA is there to inspire. And I'm very grateful for HOSA because it's given me the opportunity to use my story to inspire others and to show that leadership is not one size fits all, and that within our HOSA community and within just our school communities, each and every one of the students can become a leader.
If we can advance to the next slide, you'll see some of the activities that we've done throughout the year. There, Jackson, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jackson. I am from Gordon Cooper Technology Center in Shawnee. I am in the practical.
I apologize, I got that wrong.
It's fine, and it's the same place, basically. I am in the practical nursing program there, and this year was actually my first introduction to HOSA. I had not heard of it before, and my introduction was my teacher telling me, Jackson, I think that you'd be really good at this, and you should try and do it. And I said, okay. And it's kind of scary for me. Unlike Victoria, I am a very loud person. Randy knows that. I have always been really outgoing and able to talk to people, but I'm also a shy person. I like to call myself an extroverted introvert. And it was scary for me to come out here and do this, but upon showing up at a fall leadership conference and all the events that led up to it, I met these amazing people and built some incredible relationships with some people that I would have never met had I not done it. The camaraderie with this group of 10 people that we have in this HOSA team is just crazy how well we mesh. I'm the oldest one by a pretty wide margin. Everybody else is still in high school. I am 22 years old. But they still treat me like family and allow me to make their little TikToks with them every day. And I get treated like I'm the grandpa of the group. That's what I am. But it's just amazing to see what this organization does for people. Even in my practical nursing classroom, the way these kids in here prepare for all of our events for the last 2 or 3 months, we took 20 people, or 16 people, and 13 of us received medals with all our hard work that we put in for the last 3 or 4 months. And it's just incredible to watch all this hard work pay off and how excited people are and the energy that we brought to this conference that we just finished up yesterday. And we were exhausted, but we had so much fun. HOSA, like Victoria said, is a family, and I wouldn't trade my family for anything.
So their next big step will be on the international platform. In June, we'll take them to Houston, where there'll be an international leadership conference. They'll be, as Oklahomans, on that stage, and they'll connect and network with China HOSA and Canada HOSA and Guam and lots of other countries. And so not only are we reaching Oklahoma, but we're extending our reach and representing Oklahoma. And I can tell you from previous experience at those international conferences that Oklahoma is a big deal when it comes to international HOSA. And so I'm really looking forward to the opportunities that our kids have ahead of them, and we're excited for what's to come. So do you have any questions for these two?
I'd like to know what the next steps are for you students. Once you complete your CareerTech experience, where are we going from there?
So I will be attending Emory University in the fall, majoring in human health on a pre-med track. And my future career goals include practicing in public health and becoming a primary care physician.
Awesome.
I will graduate with my LPN in June, on the 21st, actually. After that, I plan to attend OU, where I will take their LPN to BSN program to get my RN. And I do plan on getting my nurse practitioner in either family medicine or pediatric oncology.
Awesome.
And we hope he comes back to Shawnee.
Any other questions for us?
Thank you guys for what you do and being a part of it. I know it's very important to our state and what you're doing, so thanks so much. Any other questions?
Just thank you for your leadership. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome.
Thank you for all you do. Thanks for your leadership. Thanks for the experiences you share. And we look forward to seeing what the future is. So,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
guys. It's great.
There's no need for this. We can skip 3.01.
Okay, so we're.
That was last month. I didn't get it all.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, we did this last month, so we're going to skip over the next agenda item there, 3. We have to vote not to discuss it. Okay. Could we have a motion there?
Motion not to discuss.
Thank.
Perfect.
Second.
And we've got a motion and a second. You mind calling roll for us, Ashley?
Sorry about that. Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Ms. Weston? Yes. Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Mr. Hillary?
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Superintendent Walters?
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to move on to item 4 there, the possible action on the resolution requesting an election to be called in Kanawha Independent School District.
Gina will be coming forward to talk about what's going on in Kanawha. We also have superintendents from the districts represented. Would you superintendents like to say anything or just here for questions?
We've been working with the community of Conowall and also the school district of Conowall, trying to serve their goals and their high school students, and it's been a partnership. We look forward to this process.
Thank you, Travis. Gina, go ahead.
Well, good morning. It's always good to see all of you. As you can see, we have a map with a circle. We're excited to get to color again, hopefully, in August. So as you have on your agenda, Kanawha School District's board passed a resolution to annex to Pontotoc Technology Center, and Pontotoc board has also approved that resolution. So the next step in the process is for this board to stamp it with their approval. And then the election date is set for August 27th. So, do you have any questions?
So just to be aware, your vote is what allows us to call for that election. So that's why we're meeting today. That's the big focus of today. That way the time is in order so that they can have that vote in August and be close to the start of school is what we would like.
And with the location, so it would affect Pontotoc and Gordon Cooper potentially.
Well, it will affect them coming into Pontotoc's district,
Yeah.
and then there could be reciprocity across both.
Some shares, so
Yeah.
as it's common to do.
Yes,
so.
yeah, that's pretty common from district to district, is to have reciprocity agreements and share students as long as they're a part of a district.
Yes.
Yes, so that's the big step, is getting them into a district.
I would move that we accept the resolution for the election of the Kanawha Independent School District.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Do you mind calling roll, Ashley?
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Ms. Wesson? Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Mr. Hillary?
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Superintendent Walters?
Yes. Thank you. Motion passes. So now we are finished. Unless there's any new business or any other points of discussion, we can be open to a motion to dismiss or adjournment.
So moved.
Got a motion? We have a second?
Second?
Ashley, am I calling roll for us one more time?
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Hillary?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Ms. Wesson? Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Superintendent Walters?
Yes. Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you, board.
Thank you all.
So she's got.
Just got a procedure today, and then we'll find a bigger one May 2nd. But this will do some diagnostic work to figure out what's causing the issues. Yes, sir. We'll go do that.
Hey, Dad, that would be in my prayers.
I appreciate that.
I mean, because you said you've done this.
Well, she started having seizures about 3 months ago, and we couldn't figure out what's going on. So now they've got an idea of what's causing it, and we're gonna go try to fix it. So she had this tumor removed. That's been 15 months ago now, right before I did this.